So I recently made a video comparing and contrasting a few of my favorite minimal wallets, one of which is the Allett Sport Wallet Nylon Edition. So for the last month, I've actually been carrying the Allett Sport V2. And in this video, I'd like to go over my thoughts on this wallet, whether I think it's worth upgrading from the original, and how does it compare to the Slimfold Global, which has been my recent favorite wallet. So let's get right into it. Now, full disclosure, Allett was very generous and they sent me this wallet out for free for me to test out and give my opinions. They're not paying me, and in no way do they have any control over what I'm about to say. This is 100% my own personal review of my honest opinions. So, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at these wallets. Let's start out with the first, which is the Slimfold Global. In my last video, I told you that this is one of my favorite all-time wallets, and it still is. This is the Fusion composite laminate material that he upgraded from the previous soft shell version, which I like. This is substantially better. It's more rigid, feels a little bit tougher, and it maintains a slimmer profile, I think. This is a very sleek design, very minimal. It has an AirTag pocket. It has sort of a secret hidden card pocket inside the billfold area. It's got 4 card slots for organization. It's a nice durable feeling material, and it has a magnetic closure. And the magnetic closure is actually adjustable, so you can slide those magnets in and out. In terms of all the designs I've seen out there for wallets, this is one of the better designs in terms of giving you a lot of organization while maintaining a very slim, hence the name Slimfold, profile and carrying feel to it. The more tactile, firm material compared to the soft shell version, I think allows it a better feel when you're sliding it in and out of your pocket. It also just feels better when you're holding it and gripping it to take cards out. It doesn't flex as much as the soft shell, so I like that a lot. That is the Slimfold Global. Next is the original Allett Sport wallet. This is a ripstop nylon material, and this is another one of my favorite wallets, as I mentioned in the last video. It's very, very slim, very, very thin, very, very durable. The main issues I had with this wallet in the past were that the corners kind of had floppy ears that would get bent over. That was just kind of a little bit annoying. The grip material inside of the card slots that held the cards in was a little bit worn out. And then finally, because of its floppy nature, inserting bills and things in the wallet could be hard, because when you hold the wallet to do so, it just kind of flops around and it's a little bit challenging. So, but nonetheless, it's a very good, small, compact wallet, and I've used it for years. It's held up really well. And then that leads us to the new Sport V2 from Allett. This is also ripstop nylon. The major difference between this one and the previous version is not the design. You can see actually the design of these wallets is basically identical. They both have the 2 card slots. They both have grip material inside the card slots. They also have these secret little pen slots here for the, like they have a micro pen that slides into this top section right here on either side. And they have the billfold area. So in that regard, they're basically identical. But there are a couple fundamental changes that they made in the new version of the wallet, which I actually really appreciate. And after carrying it for a month, I have made more of a difference than I would have expected. So the first one and the most impactful difference is the material change. Now, I don't know what material, if it's just a thicker ripstop nylon or if it has to do with the stitching or both, but basically this wallet here is very floppy. You can see that I can crush this into a ball, right? And it's very easy to crush into like a complete ball there. Now this wallet here, even when I take everything out of it, you'll see I can't really crush it into a ball as much. It stays a little bit more firm. So I think the material is just a little bit thicker. You can even see after doing what I just did, the wrinkles on that versus that. So this one will smooth out and it'll get a little bit more flat over time. But this wallet is a little bit more smooth and firm to the touch with a bit more of a rigid construction. Now, the second thing they did was they added these extra stitchings on the corners here. Now, because the bottom of the wallet is closed on the corner, I believe that allows it to be a little bit more firm. So I never had a problem with the ears on the bottom section as much, but because the top of the wallet is open, this edge here is free, I would call it. That meant that in the original wallet, it was very prone to curling over and just kind of, I don't know, I know that might be like an OCD level thing, but for me, it was kind of annoying. Well, I can't be the only one that thought that, because they apparently fixed it by adding these stitches here. And that not only has a nice pop of color, which I actually like, but it really does fix the issue. I've had this for a month. I've been carrying it nonstop, and it has no issue with any edges folding over, and it's maintained its shape really well. It's maintained a little bit more of a wrinkle-free appearance than the original. Even when I didn't crunch it up like that, this always had a little bit of wrinklage to it. This just feels like it's a little bit more of a firm weave to the nylon, so it just seems like it holds up a little bit better. I really like the orangish, bluish, contrasting color that they have there. It's just a nice pop. The color is just a really nice, rich blue, whereas the old one's a little bit more of a green blue. So I actually like the new color a lot. It's very good. Now, in actual carry, though, what matters is, how are the cards to insert and remove? How is the grippiness of the card slots? How is it to get a bill in, et cetera, et cetera? Well, so first and foremost, when I would use this wallet, what would typically happen is I would try to open the wallet and insert cash, but when I was doing that, what would happen was the wallet would just be soft enough that I would have to hold the cash and then kind of like use two hands to open it. But you can see it's not easy to get it in because the wallet's not stretching out to its full open width. It's kind of flopping. So it ended up being kind of a pain to just sit here and finagle it. And once it was in there, of course I made that look easy, it was fine. But until you could kind of get it level and flat, it was a little bit more challenging. It's not difficult, but just a little bit more time consuming. Whereas on the new wallet, I can open this wallet and you can see that it actually maintains its full length kind of more rigidly. And that just allows me to slide the cards, or the money, slide the money in there, and it goes in nice and easily. Now, what I love about this wallet, and I've been trying to tell Dave over at Slimfold, this is a great example, Dave, listen to me. This is fully seated in the wallet. Nothing is sticking out, but you can see the cash there. It's inside the top edge of the wallet, but it's not wasting any vertical height on the wallet, so the wallet remains very, very small. Look at the difference between the global wallet. So you can see it doesn't look like a lot, but in the pocket, having basically the same amount on the top and sides makes this wallet feel significantly larger than this, relatively speaking. They're both minimal, slim, awesome compact wallets. Now, I do realize that the Slimfold Global is designed for global currency, hence its name. Therefore, the larger form factor is for bills that might be a little bit taller, whereas the United States currency is a little bit more short. But for me personally, at this point in my life, that's not really a concern. I don't really travel across the world that much, and if I did, I wouldn't have an issue just folding bills to put them in this wallet. But if you travel a lot, maybe that's a feature that you would like that would appeal to you. But I wish Dave would make this wallet closer to the micro Slimfold version, which is the Tyvek wallet, which basically is similar to this size. If he could make this wallet in this size, this would be such an awesome, awesome, awesome form factor. It's still great. I just think that this is better. It's a little bit more compact in your hand when you hold it, which I like. This is a little bit larger. If you have large hands, you may not care, but in my hands, you can see it just barely fits in my hand, whereas this one, I can easily close my hand around it. And that just, when I pull it out of my wallet, I grab it, I slide it out, I open it up, and it's just comfortable. It's the perfect size for me. So, what do you have? You have really good card organization in the Slimfold Global. It's got a little bit more in terms of organization because it's got the 4 card slots, and then the 5th card slot in the back with an AirTag slot, which I wish you would make that another card slot. I personally don't care to have an AirTag in my wallet, but that's just me. And then you could have 6 slots, but 5 slots is pretty good, and a billfold. This one only has 2 slots. However, generally speaking, because it's such a nice, simple layout, it's easy to grab the wallet, pull out your cards, and you can either slide a few out, fan them, whatever you want to do, or you can just take them out, go through them, and then put them back. And that's not my favorite thing, but I generally don't have to do that. I generally can just grab a card and pull it out. So for me, that's not an issue at all. So I think that this form factor is better for me. I do like the organization of this wallet, but I would rather have the form factor over the organization for my personal carry use. Now I have a bunch of receipts here, and you can see that even with the cash, I didn't count these, but I have at least seven or so bills, and then a bunch of folded receipts, and you can see it still maintains a slim design. And then I have my Miata car key. I actually keep this in the wallet as well, and you can see it fits in the wallet just like that. So I actually have, it's a little bit more bulky with it in there, but I do like the sacrifice of the bulk to have my key on me at all times and not have to worry about it. So you can see everything fits in there nice and snug. It adds a little bit of thickness because of that car key, but again, that's just my car key. You may not have a key like that. So That is the Allett Sport V2. Did it improve upon the original in any meaningful way? I would say absolutely yes. And while those changes are really small from a technical perspective, maybe you added stitching, slightly thicker fabric, what it has resulted in is a much more enjoyable carry for me. It just feels better sliding in and out of a pocket. The material is slick enough that it makes it easy. It's firm enough that it's easy to grab and hold. Inserting and removing bills and cards, it just feels a little bit faster and easier. You don't have the ears folding over. It's a really nice appearance. The grippiness in there has so far held up really well. Now again, I've had this for years, so obviously this one might wear out as well, but I think I said this in the previous review, with enough cards in here, it's not really an issue. I mean, it's not like, I'm holding it in the corner. I can't really show you that from my angle, but it's not sliding out. It only slides out if you really use a lot of force. So on the new one, yes, that's a little bit grippier, but will it loosen up and wear out the grip over time? Maybe. But that was my least of my concerns. My real concern with the previous one was more just the floppy, less rigid aspect, and they fixed that in this one. So take out that Miata key again, and you'll see that it's just got such a nice slim form factor. And I don't carry the Allett pin in there, but if you wanted to, you could throw the pin in there. And it looks like with my cards, it would actually fit, like the thickness would be perfect for a pin if I wanted. So maybe I need to start doing that. I don't know. Anyhow, I would say for my review, I'd actually put the Allett V1 probably third place. I'd say the Slimfold Global would be a close second, whereas I think the Allett Sport V2 is just a little bit nicer in the hand for me, and that really kind of like elevates the experience for me just a little bit. But if you're the type of person that has a lot of cards and you want a little bit more of that organization, or if you want a secret place for your AirTag, then maybe this would go up a little bit in your tier list. I think they're honestly both two of the best wallets, period. I love these wallets. If you want something simple, clean, minimal, these are the way to go. But for me, I think this really takes the cake because of that nice feel in the hand, and I also think it looks really nice. I love the color and that little pop of color there, and I love that it's just tall enough to fit everything without being too tall. And again, just the feel of putting it in and out of your pocket and grabbing cards and bills out of it is just, I love it. So I would say this is probably my new favorite Grand Champion minimal wallet. Boom. Allett Sport V2. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Would I buy it if I had to buy it? Absolutely. If I lost this tomorrow, I'd go out and buy another one. This is great. If you have any questions about these wallets, let me know. I've carried both of the original Allett and the Global for a while now, and this has just been about a month. So, maybe over time my opinions could change a little bit, but I'm pretty confident that this is going to be in the top place for a while now. So thank you, Allett, for sending this out to me. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know below, and I'd be glad to answer them. And please subscribe, like the video, and send me a chicken nugget.